I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering, where's the pink duster at? Where are the videos on the pink duster? Why aren't you doing anything with the pink duster? Well, it's a little late in the year, but this video should explain it. Let's see if I can even squeeze in this dang thing. Oh yeah, that's right. This has a dome light that works. We got the race can over there still. All right, let's see what she does. I hear rust and sand falling out of places that it shouldn't be falling out of. Oh, 318 power. Oh, or not. Big cam and a lot of power, or just really poorly running 318? You tell me. Well, here we are, the pink elephant in the room. As you saw in the intro, where has this thing been and what have we been doing with it? Well, I'll tell you one thing. We haven't been doing nothing with it. Basically, long story, long, short, long. I bought this car last summer, and obviously when you buy something new, you have the itch to mess with it. Well, the whole plan all along was my Charger's my big, not my big, but my main project car. And I was basically waiting for stuff, waiting for my engine, just waiting for things to line up with the Charger, that the fact that I had this as well, I was starting to do all the simple things on this car while I was waiting for the engine, mainly on the Charger. So that's what we did. I did a handful of videos on kind of getting this thing running, getting it kind of tuned and going, but it's still at the point where it needs a lot of work and it needs a lot of things to be at the point of driving on the street. So I'm gonna go over a couple of those things in this video and kind of put a list together on what it actually needs and what my plans are for it this winter. As a whole, this duster isn't in terrible shape. I mean, it has its flaws, it has its holes, its rust, but this thing could be a driving car. It obviously runs and drives, but the thing that's stopping it from running and driving well is brakes. Transmission fluid leaks out of it faster than you can pour it in. The cooling system also leaks out faster than you can pour it in. And I would say lights and interior safety, let's call it that. So start with the first thing, brakes. It needs all new brakes. I had thought about possibly converting the front to discs and a 4.5 pattern so I can run better wheels on it, but I actually have a lead on a really cool set of aluminum mag slots in small bolt. They are 14s, but you can get a decent sized tire for them. So I think I'm gonna run those and keep the front end the original discs. Saying that, we need to rebuild the front discs, or I'm sorry, front drums. That won't be too bad. I'll just do all new hardware, new shoes, new drums, and then a new master. The lines and everything look great. I'll probably do new soft lines, obviously, but we should have front brakes. Coming to the back of the car, 2 issues with the brakes / rear axle. It needs brakes, obviously, but the rear axle is a 7 1/4 small. I mean, that's what all the slant 6 cars and everything came with. I would think this car, being a 318 car, should have an 8 1/4 or even an 8 3/4. And there's a sign of the drive shaft being too short. There's witness marks on the slip yoke that goes into the tranny that this car probably had a 8 3/4 in it, and then at one point somebody swapped it out. So I actually have an 8 3/4 found at a buddy's place. I need to go pull. It'll be getting the 8 3/4 and some sort of sure grip. I think I'm gonna go with the higher highway gear, maybe like a 294, maybe a 323. I would like to see if this 318 and this little 2-barrel can get 15 to 20 miles per gallon, and run it as that until we start making some power. And then along with swapping that 8 3/4 in, it'll get all new brakes and seals and be ready to go. Transmission. Transmission seems to work and shift fine when there's oil in it, but it leaks out faster than you can dump it in due to the shift shaft seal puking it out. I also believe it's coming out of the neutral safety plug, and I did put a lube blocker pan gasket on it, but I still think that might be leaking. So we need to address many transmission leak issues, which shouldn't be too bad, but it's obviously a project. So the third thing on the list, the cooling system. When we had it running this spring, this radiator is puking coolant out of every little pinhole, rotted spot. I mean, you can't really see nothing on the exterior here, and there's probably not a ton of coolant in it, but we need a new radiator. We'll probably upgrade to a larger one for better cooling. And along with the radiator, we had leaks coming out of the thermostat gasket, which that's kind of common. I'll have to kind of clean that up. But we broke a bolt that holds the adjustment arm on the alternator. So in reality, the water pump, timing housing, and all that needs to come off and get cleaned up. Well, as small block Mopar guys know, if you're gonna pull that off, you should probably check the timing chain. And most likely on a 318, that timing chain is gonna be sloppier than these oak leaves blowing in the wind. Sure, yeah. Timing chain. So the timing chain probably will need to get addressed. And since I scatterbrain all my ideas, if a person's going to pull the timing chain and the sprockets off, probably should pull a cam out. And if you're going to pull the cam out, you're going to have to pull the intake off. And then if you're going to pull the intake off, you should put a 4-barrel on it. And it could escalate really bad. So that is all to be determined, but it needs to be addressed. So cooling system, we need a radiator and supporting pieces to the cooling system. Lights, we have no lights. I had tried to get them working this last spring, working on the car, and my dimmer switch and headlight switch are all corroded and just turned to dust when you mess with them. So we'll have to start by replacing that stuff, and then start tracing wiring and get the headlights, turn signals, tail lights, brake lights all working. And the last thing on the list, interior safety. Surprisingly, the driver's floorboard is the only one that you're not going to fall through. But passenger and the back floorboards, they're gone. completely gone. This car is in need of a full floor pan, which it will get eventually. In between times, it might get a couple license plates. We'll see. Due to my future plans of this car getting a full restoration, I don't want to do stuff to waste time on it, but I do want to enjoy it before I lock it in body shop restoration jail. So that being said, if I could just put some scabs of something down on the floor and self-tapper it in, that's great. That'll keep exhaust and feet and everything in and out of the car, and should be able to kind of enjoy it doing that. Something else to go along with the interior is none of the dash stuff works. This is just a traditional A-body dash, not the sexy 7071 rally dash, but beggars can't be choosers. But this thing is all completely rusted out, and I do have a replacement dash to put in it. That I don't know if we are going to swap out this winter or not. Part of me wants to, but I know if I pull this thing out, it's going to be a big can of worms. And I don't know if I want to open that up yet or not. I would like gauges and functions, wipers, lights, and all that stuff to work, but we will see. We will see. Third and last part about the interior safety, the bottom of the seat is rotted out. I believe there's only 1 or 2 studs holding this seat in, so that's not very safe. And along with all that being rotted out and nasty, none of the seat belts made it through the resurrection of the pink duster last summer. So I have a couple sources that I think have some black interior stuff. Again, I'm not going to buy a restored seat or restore a seat right now, but if I can buy a good, like better than core seat, that'll get me by for right now, and then that'll be one that I can take into an upholstery shop and get restored and be the final seat for the car. I'd gladly do that, along with seat belts as well. So in conclusion, that's what's going on with the pink duster. It's not going anywhere. It's not getting restored this year, but I'm hoping the summer of 26 it can hit the road a little bit and we can enjoy this cool, unique, ugly A-body. So that's kind of the list of things that it possibly will get this winter. I obviously have the Charger in front of it. I have some maintenance to do on the Green International. I have stuff to do on Helga, the crew cab first gen. I have stuff to do on a big blue car that you may or may not know about. And all that takes a lot of time and all that takes a lot of money. So this could be in front of some of that stuff, could be behind it. But in case you're still interested in following along in this car, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, and make sure you check out all the older videos on it if you haven't seen those as well. So thanks for watching, and come on back next time.